According to the National Housing Corporation, Kenya has a housing deficit of approximately 2 million units, which is growing by 200,000 units annually. This has been mainly attributed to the rapid urbanization and population growth rates of around 4% and 2.2% respectively, against a global average of 1.9% and 1.1%. A sector report by the State Department on Housing and Urban Development also indicates that home ownership in urban areas in Kenya remains low at approximately 21.3%, implying that more than 78.7% of the urban population are renters, compared to more developed countries such as South Africa, which has more than 53% of its urban population owning homes. With this segment of home ownership standing as a good market for real estate developers, the question to be answered is how to attract potential customers to buy homes as opposed to renting. Enter community living or mixed living.
Real estate right now, if you want it, for it to do much better, you have to offer a mixed use development. You have to incorporate in facilities like a retail frontage where people can be able to access shops, facilities like a hospital, facilities like a petrol station.
And when we try to do community living, we are trying to have all within one estate. It's called live, work and play. We have playgrounds within the clusters. Each cluster has a playground. Each cluster has a very good road network, and we have tried to minimize the speed of traffic so that even kids can have a playground outside the houses that are safe. We have schools within Green Park. Actually, we have two schools. We have a junior school and a senior school that have been let out, and that school is supposed to serve the residents. We are now developing a retail called the Green Park Arcadia, and that's supposed also to just bring in convenience into Green Park such that we are able to have people within Green Park owning shops at the retail, also being able to shop at the retail.
With the project bound to benefit heavily from the newly constructed Nairobi Expressway, it is a waiting game on whether the same concept can work in the counties, with devolution, which is being looked at as a driving factor behind moving parts of the middle class to the county governments.
Here we'll have eateries, other development have eateries. Here we'll have facilities like a hospital, pharmacy. Other developments are not offering a hospital, but they're offering a pharmacy. Here we'll have a service station, tire change center. We'll have a supermarket. Other developments you'll find, yes, they're having the eateries and a petrol station, but they don't have what we are offering as in all in one place.
Let's look at what is on Mombasa Road. We have Crystal Rivers coming up, yeah. We have Signature Mall, we have Capital Center, and those have all, in our view, been conceptualized as sort of like destination malls or big malls where people go and have an experience. But what we are providing here is a different sort of concept. We are providing a convenience mall, easy in, easy out, and still we are pulling in the renowned retailers that appeal to some of the consumers that we currently have. So it is our belief that that kind of concept would do well, because there are some people who want to go in quickly, pick what they need, and then go out.
A unit like this goes for 13.9 million shillings. That's one of them. And to justify that price, what Superior Homes have done is that on that price tag, they have promised you that just a couple of meters away from your doorstep, you'll walk into a petrol station, you'll walk into a supermarket, there's a school next to you, there is a hospital next to you, sort of telling you that, well, that price that you're paying for is a convenience price, that you don't have to go anywhere to get all these facilities. They are right here. All that going into justifying that price for mixed living.
What we've noticed with middle class are focusing a lot on space, and they're focusing a lot on the finishes. And most of the units that are very common with middle class are the semi-detached mansionettes. Because the semi-detached mansionette, you are able to get a 3-bedroomed house that has what people will call downstairs and upstairs.
Mortgage uptake in the country has been highlighted as the least popular alternative for home ownership, as evidenced by its low uptake, with approximately 26,504 accounts as of 2018 out of 24 million adult Kenyans. It is against this premise that developers will now have to align their projects to the government's agenda on affordable housing, even as they push for the concepts like community living in an underperforming sector.
So we are already now outside of Nairobi. We're in Machakos County. So you can in effect say we've already started our county expansion plan. We are looking at moving towards Eldoret County, Kiambu County, Nakuru County, which historically are counties that have performed better around concepts such as that.
Our feasibility studies have shown that this particular type of development works best in an urban setup or a location that is next to an urban setup with a busy highway or with a very busy road, and also it needs to have a network of residential high net worth individuals living around that particular development that you like to set up.
Real estate sector analysts projected the sector to grow in 2020, with its recovery signs already showing in 2019 when it grew by 5.3%. According to the KNBS Economic Survey 2020. Within the coronavirus pandemic season, however, the sector recorded moderate activity, with average rental yields improving marginally in the residential and commercial office sectors to 5.2% and 7.8% respectively, from 5% and 7.5% in Q4 of 2019, as the retail sector registered 0.1 points drop in rental yields to 7.7% in Q1 of 2020 from 7.8% in Q4 of 2019. With a general election on the way in August this year, does Superior Homes intend to continue with the plan or adopt a wait-and-see approach?
Yes, there are markets or segments of the market that have stagnated. For example, if you look at areas like Kilimani, you can already see that there is more supply than there is demand. Yes. Sort of, you can already see that because you can see vacancies and whatnot. But we are looking at capitalizing from the pockets of value that currently exist. And that means also taking a keen look at affordable housing. Look at a estate at Green Park. Okay, arguably affordable housing maybe would be sub 10 million, which would be sub 5 million. So at our community, we provided houses that start from about 13.95. When we move to the counties, we'll be looking at providing housing that would be more affordable for people. So it is this affordable housing segment that we want to explore because we feel that it still has potential for success.
Superior Homes' last cluster in development in Athi River, Nairobi, is already 40% booked off plan, showcasing the demand of the project. Is this a testament to the community living as a model that will finally unlock the segment?
Well, to some extent, we factored in the effects of the electioneering period, but our stand is we will still be proceeding with our developments here at Green Park and at Pazuri, as well as what we already have planned. So we are phasing it out with that in mind, and our let me say, our mode of execution has always been that we build according to order. So we are also not just putting in units into the market with no view of demand or with an expectation, an unrealistic expectation of demand. We are talking constantly to the buyers, talking constantly to people who are interested, and then building according to the expressions of interest that we receive. Well, definitely now that we were able to develop Green Park and were able to execute this master plan kind of development, it has some appeal, and it has what has driven demand to Green Park. We are constantly putting out units, and the units are constantly being consumed by the market. So people are liking this master planned concept because it provides a sustainable living environment. You like to have a place where you can move in and you have the comfort of having people around you. You want a secure place for your children to play. You want an established and a mature community setting. So that has really helped us to push our developments.
Real estate sector data shows that from 2018 up to the end of 2021, the real estate sector in the country was on a correction phase. Just a couple of segments within the sector are the ones that were turning in profits. Most importantly, the land segment that has carried that particular sector. With that said, then, it looks to be seen as to what is going to sell the residential segment. Is mixed living sort of arrangement going to be the solution to the underperforming real estate sector? Simba Elijah Kiage, Metropole Television.